बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। नाज़रीन अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं हूँ गज़नफ़र हाशमी और प्रोग्राम है वाइड एंगल। नाज़रीन, आज का प्रोग्राम हमने ख़ास मकसद के लिए सजाया है और वो मकसद ये है कि हम देखेंगे कि ह्यूस्टन में हमारी जो कम्युनिटी है या बाकी कम्युनिटीज़ जो हैं, ख़ास तौर पर साउथ एशियन कम्युनिटी जो है, वो किस किस्म के मसाइल से दो चार है, वो कौन से इशूज़ हैं जो वो फेस कर रही है, और ख़ास तौर पे फोर्ट बेंड काउंटी का जो लोग हैं जो रहते हैं यहाँ पे, उनको क्या मसाइल हैं, हेल्थ के मसाइल हैं, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के मसाइल हैं, तालीम के मसाइल हैं, या और दूसरे जो क्राइम रिलेटेड इशूज़ हैं वो कैसे देखते हैं उसको, उनका पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू क्या है और फिर उनका सॉल्यूशन क्या है। सो द प्राइमरी ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ दिस प्रोग्राम इज़ टू फाइंड आउट द इशूज़ being faced by the South Asian community especially. We have invited in our show three special guests which are very relevant to these issues. Number one is I have on my left, first guest is Mr. Sayyid Shahid Ali. Sayyid Shahid Ali is the chairman of Muslim Council of USA. He is very active member of our community. बहुत शुक्रिया आपका हमारे प्रोग्राम तशरीफ लाने का. And my next guest is Mr. John Healy. John Healy is the district attorney. He graduated from South Texas College of Law in 1981. He began his career as an assistant district attorney in Fort Bend County, and during which he was chief of the intake division and chief prosecutor of the 240th and 268th district courts. Mr. Healy has a very bright career in his overall total experience, a very bright career. बहुत शुक्रिया आपका. Thank you very much for being with us today.
It's my honor. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. My third guest is County Judge Mr. Bob Ebert. Bob Ebert is the current Fort Bend County Judge and is a Republican candidate for re-election on November 4th. Judge Ebert assumed the office of County Judge on January 1st, 2003. As Fort Bend County Judge, he is the Chief Executive Officer and presides over Commissioner's Court of the 10th largest county in Texas, with the population exceeding 680,000 and 2,300 full-time county employees and a $271 million budget for 2014. He also serves as a member of the County Juvenile Board, County Purchasing Board, and he is the Emergency Management Director for Fort Bend County. Thank you very much for being with us.
You're more than welcome. Thank you for having me.
शायद सब क्या समझते हैं कि इस वक्त जो फोर्ट बेंड काउंटी है, अगर हम उसकी तरफ जाएं तो what do you think, what are the issues being faced by the community?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your question is that what the community is facing in the Fort Bend County, the issue of different aspects. In such, actually the leadership on the county, like a county judge, Mr. Hebert, and DA, Mr. John Haley, is sitting right there. Under their leadership, county really not facing any big issues. That be honest or true. John Haley is there at 5 terms as a district attorney, so of course the people is electing him. It means he's doing some good things in law enforcement aspect or the crimes and other issue of that. Judge Bob Hebert is also with a 3rd term over there, and of course he's doing something better or something good in the county. That's why they are electing, re-electing. Like you say that $270 million budget, 2,800 employees. So this gentleman is doing under leadership of them, the county is doing good. But again, just as a human nature in the society, we do have some issue over there. Well, what is the issue? Like earlier we talked about some health issue or some public transportation, thing like that. I think I'll let you answer this mostly pertain to the county judge, Mr. Hebert, and some legal issue go to Mr. Haley. So I think that's appropriate question. In my opinion, as a Republican, as a human being, as a county official, they're doing marvelous job, but nobody elect you 5 times if you're not doing a good job as the district attorney, and nobody elect you 3 times if you're not doing a good job as a judge. So I think that some major question you can ask, and then I can put my input in there.
So thank you very much. Haley, if I ask you that what special thing you have done, because you are completing your 5th term, why you are, completing your 5th term, and why you are rerunning for 6th term, what special things you have done in your, whole career?
If I had to say what special thing, individual thing I was able to do, I'd say I was able to assemble and train and keep a very, very good staff, especially in the area of my leaders in prosecution. I have specialized divisions where we have people getting unique education on how to prosecute these distinct cases, such as child abuse prosecution, narcotics prosecution, economic crime prosecution, the handling of juvenile violators, just to name a few. And the leaders of these units or divisions are fantastic people. They're good trainers, they're fine trial attorneys, and they do a good job of implementing policy and things that I would like to have done in the court through them to the attorneys that work with them and try cases with them.
Thank you. Mr. Aber, the same question is for you. What, in your tenure, in 3 terms, what you have done, on which you can be proud of?
Well, I take great pride in the honor of just being county judge. It's quite an honor to be elected once and to be able to retain that office for a period of years is exceptional, especially in Fort Bend County. I would say my background is in business, and the county is a business. It's the business of government. You can't run government like a business, but there are a lot of business applications that you can bring to government to improve its operation, because it's always going to be political. And we don't have a bottom line. We don't pay dividends. The return on the investment of the taxpayers and citizens is in how they perceive the services they get from the county. When I took office, we were a rural county with 375,000 residents, but still operating as a rural county. We had courts in 5 different buildings. We had, at the building that had the major courts, we had 1 metal detector. So some days we had 600-700 people in line out into the parking lot in the rain, waiting to get through the 1 metal detector to get to the courts. Once they got through, they many times found out that the court they needed was in one of the other 5 buildings. So we weren't sophisticated in that way. We didn't have a cohesive information technology system. We had literally dozens of different systems in the county. Working with my court and with our department heads and elected officials, and I have to say, a judge has to work with people. You can't tell anybody in county government what to do. You can suggest and you can listen and you can try and find the consensus. And if you can do that well, you can stay a while. But we've been able to build a new justice center, and I think probably that's the one thing that I take the greatest pride in, because we've consolidated all of our courts into one location where folks can come for both the criminal and the civil portion of any action that they're involved in. And we can handle multiple people. We can handle our jury pools now are in the 600 to 800 people range. When we bring people in, we can get them in, we can get them out relatively quickly. It's still a lot of people to handle, but it's much faster and much smoother. Second, I think the thing that the citizens will look at most is we're now 680,000 plus. So we've added over 20,000 people since I came into office. That's a tremendous growth rate. And we've been able, the citizens have voted 3 mobility bond elections and 2 facilities bond elections to allow us to build the facilities that we need to serve that growth. And we've built, since 2000, we've built over 1,200 lane miles of roads in Fort Bend County. We built enough lane miles, that's one lane for a mile. We built enough lane miles to put a 1-lane road from Houston to west of Los Angeles, California.
But usually the building of roads and infrastructure,
right,
it doesn't come under traditionally under the judge. But I think
well, in Fort Bend County and in Harris County, where my good friend Ed Emmett is county judge, and Montgomery County, where my good friend Judge Sadler presides right now. County judge is really a misnomer. We operate under the Constitution of 1876, and the chief executive of the county would also have the court that handled the misdemeanors. So he would handle the misdemeanor cases, and he'd handle probate. If someone passed away, he'd do the probate on the estate. They still do that in 225 counties in Texas, but in the 30 largest counties, the county judge is given away to a series of county court at law judges that have been created by the legislature to do that very thing. We have 5 county court at law judges in Fort Bend County. Obviously, I couldn't stay up with it. I'm not an attorney, so while I have a court, I keep my court closed and let those folks. So the county judge has always been twofold. He's been the primary misdemeanor judge and probate judge for the county, and he's been the chief executive officer on the business side of the county. The county, Fort Bend County, is so large now that we let the county court at law judges do the judicial portion, and my focus and the focus of my court is on the business aspect, the service aspect of what the county has to be about.
That's right. Mr. Healy, what is the basic qualification of becoming a district attorney?
Well, the qualifications really are set by the laws in Texas. And the only major requirement is that a district attorney be a licensed attorney in the state of Texas, and of course a resident of the county in which he is representing, or the district if it's a multi-county area.
That's fine. शाह साहब, ये बताइए कि आपने one purpose of conducting this show is to make the public aware of what is going on in the Fort Bend County and who are representing the government departments and etc. So थोड़े से कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें बताइए जो कि वाकई हम as a Muslim community member आप फील करते हैं.
इंग्लिश और उर्दू
Both, in both.
Yes. आपके क्वेश्चन के हिसाब से काउंटी के लिए लोगों के लिए जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है, रेजिडेंट ऑफ द काउंटी, दैट व्हाट काउंटी कैन डू, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ a civil duty, a civic duty as a county resident we have. According to civic duties or ethical duty, that we should be a good citizen. For that good citizen, we should have all moral and ethical standard, regardless who you believe and how you believe, what your faith is. Standard is ethic. Your earlier question, I'll go back a little bit, this question.
So the first important thing is to become a responsible or good citizen
of the county or the country or the state where you live. Doesn't matter where you live. And by the law of the county or the land. And if I go to Islamic way, this is the saying of the Prophet that where you live, the land where you live, obey the law of the land.
Yes.
So there's no two opinion about that. I go back to your early question with the judge a minute ago, that the road and all that kind of. Actually, this is a little bit wrong concept as Asian we have. When we use word judge, we accept the court system. Whatever our country we migrate, we used to live over there. In United States, the judge is a 2 different kind of judge, like Mr. Haley was explaining to the court judge, criminal judge. Those are law judge, like attorney, they go to bar, they get the bar licenses, and they go practice. County judge doesn't have that kind of qualification to be a judge. When we use judge, like in our country, we use the tahsildar. So tahsildar is not necessary, has to be a law-abiding judge. So in America or in the state of Texas and anywhere, the county judge is like an administrator, executive, or to oversee all aspect of the welfare of the public, except the law. Law district attorney deal with. Other major things, public affairs, how in and out, the facilities, the road, the disaster situation, any kind of that kind of emergencies come, that's the county judge perform over there, whatever his law, the duty is. And just like judge was saying that from 320 to we become a 680,000 population. So now infrastructure, communication,
So I think everything comes under him, yes?
Under the judge.
So our discussion continues. We take a break. एक छोटी सी ब्रेक लेते हैं, हमारी गुफ्तगू जारी है, हमारे साथ रहिएगा.